Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code LOCKEDONNFL on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even have to win to receive the bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game when you want. Bull, do you want to set up this next topic about the new renderings released by the city?
I can't remember the name of the organization. Destination Cleveland, was it?
Destination Cleveland, correct.
That had these renderings sent to them apparently anonymously, but the city confirmed that they did a study and had these renderings done. Can we post them, Mike?
Yeah. You want to see them?
So obviously this is a rendering from a company that the city hired about a proposed dome stadium downtown. Now,
it'd be at Burke Lakefront Airport
on the western end of the Burke Airport,
yes.
which is obviously near the current stadium. It looks great. It's not going to happen. They talked about having. I mean, how awesome would that be? I would listen. I don't know about you guys. I'm not going to speak for you. I have no idea how much, what's better for the area. I don't know how many people actually know the answer. What is better for the people that live in Cleveland? What is better for the people that live in Cuyahoga County? You know, how much money would this cost the taxpayers? I don't know any of those details. It would be cool for the Browns to have a new stadium. It would be cool for them to have a dome stadium. If you ask me, I'd say, well, yeah, it would be much cooler to have it downtown, build hotels, build residents right downtown on the water. Part of the proposal is to have this beautiful park on the other side of Burke. It would be amazing, but I don't know what. I wish I knew. If I knew clearly what was better for the people of Cleveland, I would pick that side, but I don't know. I'll say that looked awesome, but we know it's not going to happen.
You know, usually when we get in this conversation, it goes to God knows where. Like, it just volleys all over it. You start getting into politics, all kind of good stuff. And so this is what I would like to say. This sounds great, but the problem is politicians only play defense. We've had an opportunity in this city to do something in that spot for years, and you punt. You consistently punt. You have the Browns. You had them down there. They had years to get rid of that.
Now, to be fair, the current mayor hasn't been mayor that long.
I get it, but at some point in time, somebody has to move things forward. We've been stagnant in this city for years. I don't like committees, and here's what I got a problem with city council. You knew that the stadium was not up to code and was not even great when we got here. Why are not the city councilmen working diligently to say, we messed up that time, when this thing is up, we're going to have a brand new plan. Other cities, the Chicagos of the world, the big cities of the world. The problem with Cleveland is we got this thing where we don't want to progress, and we don't want to think large, and we don't want to think bombastic. And we say, oh, well, listen, there's a lot of things we could be spending the money on, this, that, and the third. Unless you're willing to invest and do big things, you're not getting big returns. So this is a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah.
This should have been. This is a 2004 plan, 2005, bull. The old Stadium 99.
Yeah.
We talking about figuring out what we're doing 10, 20 years later.
I hate all of this because the freaking owner should just. I don't know how it became a thing that the community has to pay for the stadium that the owner benefits most from. I don't know that the community benefits at all from these stadiums. I don't know.
Is it like 100? Is it 100% set in stone, like that it's going to Brook Park?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so.
So until they put the shovel in the ground,
listen,
it ain't.
That is.
But I do agree with you. Like, you knew for a long time that this stadium was not up to par, and you decided to not do nothing about it. And it wasn't until he went to buy land.
They have spent a lot of money to upgrade it.
Yeah, but still, you knew everybody that's assessed that stadium has said that it was built poorly. It's not going to last. It's not built to last, and all of those things. And it took them. They didn't get aggressive about this thing until it came out. He bought land in Brook Park.
That's it.
He been trying to do this for years, but y'all ain't
Right.
want to do nothing until he decided to say, all right, y'all want to do nothing? Watch this. He go buy his land in
Well,
Brook Park.
I don't know that
and
that's
now-
fair, guys, because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
I
In
agree.
terms of
That's true.
negotiations.
But from the outside looking in, that's what it looked like.
It just looks like we late. We always late. Like you talk to people, right? And they've been talking about that plot, that Burke Airport,
Right.
for how many years? They've been talking about it for years.
Ever since I've been living here.
And now think about how many years that is.
Yeah.
So every single year, we talk about stuff and we punt it down the street, right? And then election time comes around, and I got another platform. Nothing gets done. You know, if you want to revitalize, you got shoreline. You don't have apartments. You don't bring commerce. You don't have other businesses coming into the area.
Well, all right. That's not completely true. First of all, downtown Cleveland is in much better shape than it was 13 years ago when I moved here. Way better. The flats,
They redid the flats for sure.
I mean, is a million times better.
That's
it's
a
not
fact.
Chicago.
Well,
I mean,
Chicago's a much bigger city.
But
they didn't do that overnight.
That is beautiful right there. I be telling my wife,
And,
look
and
at that
number
right
two,
there. That is,
we did just bring Sherwin-Williams just built a new thing downtown.
Brings tears to
and
my
downtown
eyes.
is a lot better. And it's not. And listen, I don't know. I don't. I'm
Is it
not
Indianapolis?
following. No, but these things don't happen overnight. I'm
I
not
get
saying
it.
everything's perfect.
I get it.
What
to
do
be
you
fair
want?
to the
What do you want
He's
now?
only been mayor for a few years
Listen,
here. You can't, you know.
Listen.
I think the city's better off, to me personally, if they did go to Brook Park and you knock the stadium down and put some stuff there. Like, why would you not want that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the city's better off though. We don't really know that.
I guess I don't.
My thing. Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do I want the taxpayers to pay for Jimmy Haslam's
No.
stadium? No. But let's be honest, people. It actually makes sense.
For them to go to Brook
It's
Park.
right by the airport.
It
There's a
is.
bunch of free land that's just there. It's 10 minutes outside of the state.
Isn't it like a bunch of different ways to get there?
Right. It's infrastructure, and then plus,
Well, you're going to have to do a lot more.
and think about it though.
Yeah.
Even if you put that downtown, you're still gonna have to do something with the highway.
Yeah, listen, there's a
highway's
lot to
a
do either
disaster.
way. And I'll tell you something else. When they build this new stadium, wherever it is, the regular Joes, they're not going to be able to afford to go anymore because the prices are going to shoot up.
If they do it, even if they do that one,
I know.
it's still gonna
Either
be the
way.
same thing.
Either way. Or I don't know. Listen, I can't speak.
I gotta keep my job for 5 years so I can go for free.
Yeah, we got.
There's other things.
figure that out.
I gotta go for free.
I don't know.
I
just
But bull,
Yeah.
this is, and I'm just being a realist, man. I get it. We could talk about this all we want. These guys are billionaires. Let's just be clear about it. Like, he's already connected in the state. He already has the money. It's just the way sports is. It's just like it sucks. Like we talk about it all the time. That's why I always get upset with people when they say keep no politics. And I'm saying, are you guys serious?
Yeah.
This is completely 1,000% political.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to talk about politics in sports when at the end of the day, you're going to pay for it? This is more important than talking about wins and losses because now they're moving a team. So yes, you should be active. Yes, you should talk about who your councilman is and what are we doing. Like, don't
1 week from today
Right.
is election day. Everybody should go out and vote.
Did you vote already?
No, I haven't.
I have, yes.
I have
You
not.
early vote?
I have
I
not.
think I'm still registered up here. I'm gonna have to go.
Dude,
like,
you better know. You got to vote.
Hey, and by the way,
I think I
and
am.
All I know is,
I gotta
and
go
I
right
know
up
this
the
is a
street.
much bigger issue, and I remember the first week I was living in Cleveland, and I drove through East Cleveland,
yeah.
and I remember driving through East Cleveland
Yeah.
like, and listen, I've driven through.
I hope you had your doors locked.
I remember. It's not like I grew up in some hick town.
Right.
I grew up in New York City. I've been through plenty of
Rough
poor neighborhoods before. All right, so I've seen my share, and I remember driving through East Cleveland, and I just was almost in tears, saying, "This is America. How is this happening?" And when I see the richest 1% of Americans just getting tax breaks, stadiums pay for them. And I know I'm some whiny liberal. I'm sure I'll hear all that stuff. I would think liberal or conservative shouldn't have anything to do with it. I would think the majority of Americans would say people shouldn't be living in squalor. People shouldn't be homeless.
Yeah.
Like, while billionaires get handed tax breaks. If every government, Republican and Democrat in America, said enough is enough together, then these billionaires couldn't get away with it anymore.
Well,
they like to pit us against each other, folks. That's what's happening. It's not going to change. That's what's happening. And that's why we have people living in squalor and people who can't even afford a freaking home in the richest country in the world. It's insane. And it just all ties together for me.
Well, look, you know, there's a lot of people that if you're triggered by, I always had this problem, right? Like, I always had a problem if you told somebody, hey man, go out and vote, man. You don't mention what affiliation, just go out and have your voice heard, right? People will say they get triggered by that. I've never seen that. By the way, I don't care if I get triggered or not. Like, I don't care about nothing about that. My ancestors died for the right to go vote. So at the end of the day, I'm going to go tell every single person to go vote. If you're upset about that, click off today. Just go ahead and but at the end of the day, sports, and when we're talking about these type of economic issues with bringing it back to the stadium, is like, you know, it's a shame because if we were civic minded, right? If we were civically in a place that we could be talking about these subjects and educating each other on these subjects, we would be much more informed when it comes down to the bill. So when you get the bill, people understand this is the economic issues that face inner city if they're going to leave that place. What are the tax ramifications of how much is it going to cost us? But when they keep you in the dark, and you don't know anything about it, and they keep you thinking about wins and losses and Deshaun Watson's $234 million, forget the 234. We talking about the economic packages take billions out of the city. That's what the big thing is. This is a shiny object over here. Oh, there's a golden kangaroo over there. Nah, we talking about why everything in the backdrop. The Haslams don't care about who the starting quarterback is. The Haslams care about that billion and that golden ticket over there, and that golden ticket is what is on their mind and they're focused on. So I would, if I was the city, I think that if they wanted to keep this down here, what they should be doing is town halls. What they should be doing is getting up with economists and going around and saying this is the economic impact of moving it, educating your
we don't know
your citizens.
Nobody said nobody know.
They just doing it.
I want to ask Tyvis this. We'll go around the horn, but Tyvis, had these renderings of what a potential dome downtown at Burke, had these come out the same time the Brook Park Dome rendering and video came out, do you think it would have changed a lot of the public opinion on what the right move for the Browns should have been? Obviously, the video came out, and that got a ton of ground support and swell because of the majesticness of the plans. But had this come out at the same time, do you think it would have changed the public sway?
Yeah, I do. I do, because I think that it gives you everything that you want. You want a dome, and the fact that you could keep it downtown. Because I don't think people hate the fact that it's downtown. I think everybody's just happy that the fact that they're getting a new stadium and it's domed. But if you could bring that downtown, I think people would be like, oh, heck, we can stay downtown. The businesses obviously would love that. You're building more retail and more hotels right there, so you're bringing more business downtown. Yeah, I think people would be all for that. The only tricky thing would be the traffic situation. That's the only major swing in that. But I think people would prefer to have it downtown.
I think people would too.
Because all the other teams is downtown, so keep all the teams downtown.
I think the people would like to have it downtown. I just wish that, you know, it come down to this. It come down to the marketing of the situation and how you want to do it. My thing is, I don't want to feel like they're just doing this to save face. You know what I mean?
Right, and
that's what it seemed like. Why did y'all should have been? You been knew about this.
Right,
You should have
yeah,
did this. When the Browns dropped that video, you should have dropped it the next day.
You should have dropped your diss track.
Yeah.
You got 24 hours to respond.
You got 48 the most.
The politics game is annoying.
Because it's like, okay,
it's too much of it.
You had that in the tuck for how long? We show it.
Yeah.
Let us see what your plan is. No disrespect.
Yeah.
Shout out to the mayor, but
That is frustrating. Go ahead, Mike. What's the question?
Well, that was the question. Would it have changed the public opinion had these been out there? Aditi said she'll be on in 1 sec, so we could just keep this going for a sec. But do you think it would have changed the public opinion had both renderings come out at the same time?
I guess, yeah. I think so. But let's face it. Most people that live in the suburbs, especially those who live in the deep suburbs, they'd rather not go downtown. That's the reality of the situation.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I think it depends on where you live. I think if you live in the city of Cleveland, if you live in Cleveland Heights, if you live, even in the inner ring suburbs.
We're not gonna act like it's a far commute. Like I say, the traffic situation would be the only difference. Because getting downtown on game day is not great. I was almost late. To pregame.
Trust me, it's much better than any other city in America.
They be blocking off the highway, man. And I had like 30 minutes to get up to the spot I was supposed to do for pregame. I thought I wasn't gonna make it because I had to go all the way down, come back around, and it was a mess.
Not like you to be late.
I know I was, and that's the thing. I left the house early. Good thing I did.
If you're looking at the stadium, I would have liked to see, not at the same time, I would have liked to see these renderings.
Yeah, a few years ago at least.
2-3 years ago. Right? I would have liked to see the economic plan to say, hey, we got money in escrow right now. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would like to see the plan of, hey, if we legalizing marijuana in the city, we've legalized that.
It's hard for me. It's just hard for me to feel bad about it because you knew that they wanted something new, and you just sat there. And you want me to feel bad?
We don't know that they sat there.
I agree, but like I said,
we don't need to feel bad for Mayor Bibb, but maybe for the people that are negatively affected financially, the regular
I would
people.
feel bad for them for the fact that they didn't act on this sooner, which I can see why that would be a problem.
Go ahead, Mike. What's that?
I was saying, we're still waiting for Aditi. You want to do some super chats real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
Any final thoughts on the stadium, or we good with the stadium stuff?
We're good.
We're good.